Today, I'm making some carne asada, California style, on the Monument gas grill. Gas grills are known for being convenient, and with a little pre-planning, you can have a quick, delicious carne asada meal any day of the week. Now, if you're planning some carne asada, you'll need some sides, and that you could do a day earlier. Let's start off with the Pico de Gallo, also known as salsa bandera here in California. You can easily do this the day before, and to be honest, it tastes a lot better the day after all the flavors have incorporated really well. You'll first need to chop some ripe tomatoes. I'm using Roma tomatoes. I actually already have a Pico de Gallo video, and if you want to elevate your Pico de Gallo game with the secret ingredient, be sure to check that video out. Next, you'll want some chopped red onion. It looks like a lot, but I'm only adding half of it to the Pico de Gallo. Next, I'm chopping 2 serrano peppers. If you wanted less heat, use jalapenos. For even less heat, remove the seeds and the membrane. Once again, I'm only adding half of the peppers. Let's add some soap, also known as cilantro. In my opinion, cilantro is a must, so be sure to chop some up. Again, I'm only adding like half of it. Add some salt and add some lime and give it a mix. Let's taste for salt and, well, let's add more if necessary. If you want guacamole, I advise you to make the guacamole the day you're cooking up the carne asada. Guacamole is always best fresh, but if you could chop the rest of your ingredients ahead of time, it'll be better and you could cut the avocado the day of. I'm adding 3 small avocados here and give it a smash. If you need specific details on guacamole, be sure to check out my guacamole video. Let's add salt and also add the remaining serranos, onion, and cilantro I chopped earlier for the pico. Let's add some lime juice. Add a lot. It'll prevent the guacamole from turning brown on you. And then give it a good mix. You'll want to check for salt, but remember to put it away immediately before, well, you eat it all before your dinner. Next, I'm going to chop some bell peppers. This not only adds some cool colors, but it makes for a quick, easy side. You can also cook these a day in advance, but I advise you to cook them the day you cook up your carne asada. They cook fast, so it's not a problem. I'll chop up some onion too, and let's place this in the fridge. For this carne asada, we'll need a great marinade, and well, you've come to the right place. This tastes a lot like the marinades carnicerias use around here. We'll add the liquid ingredients first. I'm adding a half a cup of orange juice. Be sure to water it down with a bit of water if it's too sweet. I'm adding about another half a cup of bitter orange to help balance the sweetness. Let's squeeze 2 limes. For the carne asada, the citrus element is very important, and in my opinion, it's a must-have, but it's all about balance. Next, I'm dropping in some Worcestershire sauce. I say it's about 3 tablespoons. And I'll follow it with a splash of soy sauce. Be careful with the soy sauce. You don't want to overwhelm your marinade. Some like to use beer here, but I'll do them one better and throw in it a shot of tequila. Now it's science, folks. The tequila will help get the meat fibers drunk, so they start drinking up all the other flavors in this marinade. It's proven science, so there's no need to fact check this. Now for the dry ingredients. I'm putting a packet of Goya Sazon, which will introduce some good color. Let's add about a tablespoon of pepper. For fresh ingredients, let's press 5 cloves of garlic and add them in. You can use powder, but fresh is always better if you have it. I like putting a chopped serrano in here, but do not worry, this marinade is not spicy at all. I'm putting in some freshly sliced onion. Let's drop in a half a tablespoon of kosher salt. Next, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of Oakland dust beef rub. Again, use whatever you have at hand. Let's give it a good mix. This is a very delicious, balanced marinade. This looks like a lot of ingredients, but I'm simply adding what I have. As long as you add the basics in here, it'll be delicious. And by basics, I mean salt, pepper, garlic, and the citrus element. Everything else is a bonus. And using fresh ingredients when you can is also a big plus. But don't overthink it. Now before adding the meat, I'm giving it a quick taste. It needs a little bit more salt. I'm adding about another half a tablespoon of kosher salt. The marinade should have the saltiness of seawater. Let's add a few tablespoons of neutral oil. I'm using avocado oil. For the meat, I like putting in some short rib. It's very traditional here in California to put some short rib and some skirt steak. What's mixed, we'll wrap and put in the fridge. For a quick weekday meal, you'll want to marinate the day before, so that when you come home the next day, it'll be ready to cook. That's a trick with these quick weekday meals. Prep as much as you can so you have less to do it the day of. If you plan to eat it the same day, give it at least 3 hours for the marinade to work its magic. It's the next day and let's fire up the gas grill. Let's fire up our burners in the highest setting and oil up our grates. The grill is the 41 F847NG and it's made by Monument Grills. A special shout out goes to Monument Grills for sending me this grill. The assembly was incredibly easy due to everything being packed up nicely and everything was correctly labeled. I usually hate assembling stuff, but this was pretty straightforward. It's sturdy, well built, and has some great features that I enjoy, including the see-through window and the side burner, which will come handy in this cook. This is my first time cooking on it, but I make sure to do a burn off before putting any food after I finish assembling it. Let's oil our cast iron and get it nice and hot. I'm adding some Incredible seasoning and a little bit more oil. These won't take long. Let's get our carne asada on the grill. Oh my god, the smell is amazing. This is going to get your neighbors jealous for sure. These won't take long either, but let's cover and check our peppers and onions. Let's mix them up. They soften up pretty good, so let's turn off the burner, and the cast iron pan should keep them warm for us. Let's give our carne asada a flip. There's definitely a lot of space on this grill that's unused. I really could have cooked twice as much meat on here and easily feed more people. I'm very impressed with this grill so far in the hot and fast mode. The color I got from this marinade looks really good, and the smell coming off of this grill is making my stomach growl. Let's cover, and as I mentioned earlier, I really like the see-through window. It allows you to keep an eye on the food, and the temperature gauge really allows you to keep things monitored. This carne asada is done, so let's remove. It's gotten a nice char, and that's what I was looking for to get. Char equals flavor. These cast iron grill grates are a breeze to clean. Be sure to clean them off after every cook. It's so much easier to clean when they're hot. Now I completely forgot to add these Mexican onions. A California carne asada is not complete without these onions. I'll also heat up some tortillas. The grill space makes it so easy to hit a bunch of tortillas for your family. I'm happy with the char on these onions. Let's wrap with foil. Add some lime and salt, wrap, and put back on the grill so they finish cooking. It really doesn't take much. Just make sure they're nice and soft. No carne asada meal is complete without these, so make sure you cook them. Let's turn off the burners and let me show you my plate. This is a plate of awesomeness right here. The perfect California carne asada plate. Let's make a taco. Add some carne, some peppers, delicious guacamole, salsa bandera, y vámonos. Taco time. The flavors really pop.
Sure you get that little onion?
The marinade is next level, so be sure to try it.
There's some good carne asada right here.
And remember to use what you have and don't overthink the marinade. Now, if you want to cook a Mexican style pollo asado, then be sure to check out this video next.